Hello and welcome to another AQA GCSE revision video. In this video we're going to be looking at the second paper in the higher tier of the 8300 series past papers. This is the May/June maths past papers. It's a calculator paper, so we are allowed to use calculators, and we're picking up in question 6. And 6a says complete the table for values y equals x squared minus x minus 2. Okay, so all we have to do is fill in these missing blanks. So we're given all the x's and we have to work out the y values. So negative 2 squared is 4. 4 minus negative 2 is 6. And 6 minus 2 is 4. Then we've got negative 1. So negative 1 squared is 1. 1 minus negative 1 is positive 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. So it's 0. These are already filled in, so we're left with 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. And that's for 2 marks. Now 6b says draw a graph of y equals x squared minus x minus 2 for values of x from negative 2 to 3. Now that's actually very difficult to do on a computer, so I've already taken the liberty of drawing the graph. I've marked the points based on this table that we've already done. The important thing to realise is that you're plotting the x-axis along the horizontal and the y-axis on the vertical. The negative numbers are below the x-axis. This point here we had to calculate. We have negative 2 and negative 2 for the regions between 0 and 1. So we could even guess that halfway between 0 and 1, which is a half, we would find the actual minimum point. But we can actually calculate it algebraically if we do some completing the square. So we've got the expression x squared minus x minus 2. So we halve the x term, and so we have x squared minus x minus, and now we square the half of the x term, so that's a half squared is a quarter. So this will be plus a quarter, then we need to subtract a quarter, and then we have everything that we can factor because it's a completed square. In fact, let me put that in. So we've got x squared minus x, and so minus 1 divided by 2 is minus a half. Minus a half squared is plus 1/4. And because we added a quarter, in order to keep everything the same, we need to subtract a quarter. And we've still got our negative 2 there. Now this lot is a perfect square, so this can factorise to x minus a half squared. And we're left with negative 2 and negative a quarter, so that's negative 2 and 1/4, or negative 2.25, which we can now plot at the minimum point. So our minimum point is x equals 1/2, because when x is a half minus a half is 0, and then 0 squared is 0. And so that leaves us with y equals negative 2.25, or 2.25. So this is our point where our minimum point is. And now we've got our minimum point as well, we can just draw a nice smooth parabolic curve. That's quite difficult to do freehand, but what you can't do is join the dots with a ruler, because this is a parabolic curve. It has to look like a parabolic curve. One trick to trying to draw a nice smooth parabolic curve is to turn the paper upside down and draw with the arc of your wrist being inside the parabola that you're trying to draw. It just makes it easier to draw a parabolic curve. Okay, part C, I think this is, says write down the x-coordinate of the turning point of the graph. Well, the turning point, it stops going down here at the minimum point and starts going up. So it's the x-coordinate is here. So this is at x equals 0.5. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. If you're taking your GCSEs this year, I'd like to wish you every success with your revision and every success with your exams, and I look forward to seeing you in another video.